Hi, today I'll tell you about the movie Red Sparrow, which one was released 2018. A young girl named Dominika Egorova helps a sick mother to get ready in order to go to the doctor with her for an examination. The girl leaves her mother with a nurse and goes to the theater. Dominika meets her uncle Ivan, who introduces her to Dmitri. Dominika performs on stage and is joined by her partner. At the end of the dance, the guy accidentally breaks the girl's leg. Meanwhile, a CIA agent named Nathaniel Nash receives a call in which a cipher is dictated to him. Having deciphered the message, the man goes to the specified place. Late in the evening, he goes to meet a person. Nathaniel realizes that the car approaching from behind is following him strictly. The person passes the parcel to the agent and asks him not to stop. There were police officers in the car who demanded to stop using a loudspeaker. The car accelerated and the man began to run away. In the end, the agent was caught and then taken to his superiors. They say that Nate will fly to Washington the next day. Meanwhile, Dominique is undergoing surgery on her broken leg. The next day, Ivan visits the head of the Secret Service, Zakharov. General Vladimir was also in the office, which brings us to the essence of the meeting. Zakharov shows the recording with Nate and says that this man is a CIA agent and has recently left Russia. Most of all, they are concerned about the person who passed by. The staff did not touch him, as Nate distracted them with shots. They want Ivan to find out who he is. Dominika wakes up and discovers a metal device at the fracture site. 3 months later, Ivan visits Dominika, who walks with a cane. While the girl was making tea, her uncle reports that a replacement has been found in the theater. Ivan reminds the girl that the apartment in which she lives with her mother belongs to the theater, and sooner or later they will demand her release. Ivan wants to help and asks Dominika to come to him when she is ready. Before leaving, the man leaves an envelope with a dictaphone and photos. The photos show her dancing partner with the girl who replaces her in the theater. The recording on the recorder makes it clear that the partner deliberately broke the girl's leg so that his beloved would take Dominique's place. After that, she comes to the theater where a couple makes love. The girl can't stand it and brutally beats them with a cane and then runs to the bus. She calls the police to report an accident in the women's locker room of the theater. Dominika comes home and realizes that the nurse is not at home. Her mother was lying in the bathtub and crying, as she was told that the theater would not pay anymore. The next day, Dominika comes to her uncle, who knows that the girl beat the dancers. She asks him for help and he agrees, but before that, Dominika needs to get to know a man named Dmitri better, who was with him on the day of the failed performance. Ivan understands that the man liked Dominika and believes that she will cope with this without any problems. Dominika, seeing no other way out, agrees. She changes clothes and goes to the bar. Soon her target approaches her. Dmitri immediately guesses that the girl was not here by chance. Dominika admits that she really came for him to feel special again. They retire to the room. Dmitri takes off his jacket and asks the girl to take off her dress. She comes closer and the man pounced on her. Suddenly, a man in a helmet appears behind Dmitri, who kills a man. He helps the girl escape from the hotel and takes her to an abandoned building. The man turns out to be Ivan's agent, who is in the same building. The general standing next to him believes that Dominika is a witness who should be eliminated. Ivan refuses and says that this is his niece and sits down opposite her. Dominika guesses that Ivan initially understood how everything would happen, but he justifies it by saying that otherwise she would not have agreed. Next, Ivan offers to go through a difficult training so that the girl becomes an agent. In case of refusal, Ivan will not be able to help her. A few days later, Dominika arrives at a special school where she is met by the matron's head. The woman gives a paper with the girl's new name and warns that no one can tell the truth about themselves, even the rest of the cadets. The matron also informs that if Dominika is not useful to the country, she will personally shoot the girl. At the lecture, Matrona informs that from this day on, students will become sparrows as tools in the struggle for justice. The woman calls Dominique and another student to show how seduction works to extract the necessary information. She asks them to undress. The guy does it, but Dominique refuses. Meanwhile, Nathan is summoned by the commission, where the agent is informed that he is suspended from foreign assignments. Attempts to dissuade the commission ended in failure. Nate begins to suspect that he is being followed and reports this to his superiors. He tells them that if the surveillance continues, then the man in the park has not been revealed and he needs to return to Russia to meet with him. In the end, it was decided to send Nate to Eastern Europe. Counterintelligence will begin to show interest in the agent and then the person they need will appear. Meanwhile, Matrona demands that the students satisfy the newly arrived soldiers who have been abroad for a year. Dominika chooses a guy named Peter and retires with him in a room. In the evening, The matron with the students looks at how they coped with the task. After that, the girl goes to the shower, where she is attacked by a student named Victor. Dominika successfully fights him off with a crane. Meanwhile, Ivan is discussing Nathan's arrival in Budapest with his colleagues. The general intends to catch him and shake out all the information, but Ivan reminds him that people from above will not like unnecessary aggression towards the United States. Next, the general arrives at the school, where he learns about the beating of a cadet by a girl. Dominika says she defended herself, but the man accuses her of beating a promising student. Matrona informs that the girl has potential, and the general asks to leave him with Dominika. The girl confidently explains to the general that she serves her country, not the student, after which he lets her go. At the next lesson, Matrona asks Dominika what Victor wants and asks her to come to her. The general is watching everything. The woman explains to the girl that she should not be shy and calls Victor. Matrona demands from Dominika that she give him what he wants. Victor asks the girl to turn around, but she refuses and begins to undress. She starts telling him what to do and how to do it. Victor insults her and leaves. Dominika says that Victor wants power, thereby answering the question of the head. Matrona informs that Dominik is waiting for a car and is being sent to Moscow. Dominika meets with her mother and immediately goes to meet Ivan. He sends his niece to Budapest so that she can meet Nathan. In addition, he gives her new documents with a different name. In Budapest, Dominika meets a new roommate, Marta, who is a Sparrow. Later, Dominika meets with the new boss Maxim, who gives some information about Nathan. Marta helps Dominique to dye her hair. The next day, the girl signs up for swimming to start tracking Nathan. After the lesson, the man waits for Dominique on the street and guesses that she is from Russia. Nate reports that he met the girl yesterday. Dominique tries to divert suspicion when he asks about her reasons that forced her to move to the city. She says she got a job as an interpreter at the embassy. The next day, the girl visits the pool again, where she is informed about the missing card. Nate found out everything about the girl and tells his superiors about it. The man understands that Dominique is here for him, but at the same time, believes that it is possible to recruit her to his side since she recently was a simple ballerina. Moreover, Nate knows who her uncle is. Next, Dominika asks Maxim to arrange for her to go to the embassy to follow the legend. Soon she arrives there and meets Nate. During the conversation, the man invites the lady to a restaurant and Dominique agrees. In the evening, Nate does not wait for Dominique to leave the restaurant and she begins to follow him. The girl comes to his house with a bruise and cries. She complains about her boss who hit her. Next, the girl directly asks Nathan about the incident in the park. He shares some details and asks the girl to leave. The next day, Ivan visits Dominika. He is interested in how her task is progressing. The girl does not finish, but asks for a large amount of money that will help her, and the uncle agrees. Next, Nate informs his superiors that their target with the name Marble showed up and gave information about Dominique. The agents realize that the girl is a Sparrow and believe that she is too tough for Nathan. The man opposite is sure that it is possible to recruit her. Dominika is at the station where the girl is being questioned about her colleague Marta, who was killed by an agent because Dominika told her too much about her life. The girl didn't say anything and they let her go, and then she comes home to Nathan where they tell the whole truth about themselves. Nathan offers to work with him, but the girl needs time to think. He promises her that he will protect her if she agrees. At night, the couple makes love. In the morning, Nate tells me what to do next. Dominique should write in the report that Nate is on the hook and completely under the control of the girl. After that, she should return to her home and wait for his signal. Having done all that, Nate leads Dominique to the authorities, where the girl is asked various questions analyzing the indicators of sensors on the lady's hands. When Dominika has passed the test, she is given a task. She has to meet with a senator in London and make a deal. Suddenly Maxim bursts into the operation, who promises to help, but Dominika asks him to leave. After the deal, the senator notices the surveillance and goes out on the road. The woman does not notice the truck that hits her to death. Meanwhile, Maxim takes Dominika to the airport, which was not part of the plans, and Nathan is informed about what happened. The man is angry because he understands that he framed the girl and then goes after her. At the airport, Dominika makes it clear to him that it is better not to get involved and he retreats. In Moscow, Maxim and Dominic are suspected of helping the Americans. The girl is being tortured. Dominika did not admit to betrayal, and at some point the agent shows a recording of the murder of Maxim, who also denied everything. The agent comes up from behind and aims at the head. Soon Ivan comes into the room and Dominika manages to convince him to help her. The girl returns home and Ivan talks with the authorities. He promises that if Dominique really helps the enemies, she will be destroyed. Next, the girl meets with Nathan. She asks him to help her and mom with moving to America. At night, the man is strangled by an agent and Dominique helps tie up Nathan. After that, the agent begins to torture him to get the name of the person who was with him in the park. Dominika takes an active part in the interrogation. She waits for the moment and hits the agent and then releases her lover. The couple does not easily manage to get rid of it. Next, the girl wakes up in a Budapest hospital where she meets the general. He says that he is the same person who was in the park. Once he had to take the side of the enemy to survive. The general offers to tell Ivan everything. In this case, the general will be killed, but Dominique will take his place and will also continue to work for America. Next, the girl offers the government an exchange, an aim for her freedom. The exchange takes place at night at the airport. It turned out that Dominika had named her uncle. The girl had been preparing evidence against him all the way. Nate confirmed Dominique's words but was surprised by the girl's decision. The sniper who was watching the exchange kills Ivan. Dominique is taken away by helicopter. In Russia, a girl becomes a hero and now she can live with her mother in peace.